So this is question 6.29 from our book. What volume in liters of air measured at 1 atmosphere would be put into a bicycle tire with 1 liter volume if the pressure in the bike tire is 65 psi? Assume the temperature of gas to be constant. So again, you'll be given the formulas to use for the gas laws. However, you will need to know which formula to use and why. So in this regard, the question specifically telling us, well, assume that the temperature is constant. So we will be able to actually use Boyle's law, because that is the formula we can use when the temperature is constant. So we're going to use P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So it's asking, so what volume in liters? And we are working with a 1 liter volume initially, so that's good to know. And so the question, though, that we have, it says, well, what volume? So V1 is something we aren't sure about, okay? We know our pressure 1 because that's that 1 atmosphere, okay? We know that volume 2 is going to be that 1 liter. And then we have our second pressure, P2, is actually 65 psi. So what we need to do is we need to change our 65, we need to change either our psi to be atmosphere, or we need to change the atmosphere to psi. So it shouldn't matter which way we convert. So, I mean, you can go ahead and do it whatever way you prefer, whether you want to move your atmospheres to PSI or your PSI to atmospheres. The question should still work out accordingly. We would give you the conversion. The conversion that we would be using is that 1 atmosphere is equal to 14.7 psi. So considering that we are given 1 atmosphere for pressure 1, I'm just going to go ahead and use that as our unit conversion. Again, if you decide to convert your 65 psi to atmospheres, we do still get the same answer. Okay. So we now have 14.7 multiplied by V1, our unknown. Our pressure 2 is 65, and our second volume is that 1 liter. So 14.7 V1 is equal to basically 65, because 65 multiplied by 1. So then V1 will be 65 divided by 14.7. So V1 actually becomes 4.42 liters. So this is a question where we were using Boyle's law because we assumed that the temperature of the gas was constant.